What is going on YouTube? My name is Pedro and welcome back to the channel where we never turn off the console. So let me start the video today by saying what a strange and difficult year this has been to everyone. With the pandemic going on all around the world, many people has turned to video games so they could ease out this lockdown and have some enjoyable times without thinking what is going on the outside. And although this year has already presented us with some great games like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Animal Crossing New Horizons, there's still a lot more to come in 2020 in terms of video games. So hop on the hype train while I present to you 10 upcoming games that you should be excited about in 2020.
To start things off, we have The Last of Us Part 2 developed by Naughty Dog, and it looks like that finally we have a firm release date after it has been delayed in two different occasions. The game is set to release on June 19th, and this is the sequel of one of the best games ever created, and fans have been expected the continuation of Ellie's and Joel's story for so long that it's time for us to get it. Although the plot has been leaked online, and let me tell you that it has backlashed pretty hard, with a lot of people very disappointed with the direction that Naughty Dog gave to the story. I have kept myself away from those spoils, so you guys don't need to worry about them in this video. Once it is released, I want to play the game with an open mind and take my conclusions from the final product, and not with a preconceived idea only from a leak of the storyline. So, from what I could conclude from the trailer and the gameplay footage, The Last of Us Part 2 will take place 5 years after what happened in the previous game. This one is much more focused on Ellie, and it looks like it's going to stay faithful to the original gameplay style, with some improvements made here and there, so it makes your experience hopefully even better than the first game. In terms of graphics, well, you can see it for yourself in the footage. We have a top quality product that won't disappoint. Everything is extremely detailed, so you can feel immersed in the world around you as much as possible. I loved the first The Last of Us. It is, until this point, my favorite survival horror game without any questions, so I don't know why I shouldn't be excited for this game just because of a leak that is floating around the internet. So I'm still hyped for it, and I think you should be as well. On July 17th, we have the release of Ghost of Tsushima, developed by Sucker Punch Production. This is an action-adventure game taking place in 1274, where you assume the role of a samurai named Jin Sakai, that survived the attack of the Mongol Empire that invaded and wrecked his hometown, the island of Tsushima. Your main objective is to defeat the Mongol invaders so you can protect what is left of your homeland. For that, you will need to put aside the samurai traditions and become a new type of warrior and learn a new way of fighting, the way of the ghost. In Ghost of Tsushima, you will find a very deep and dark environment with a violence all over the place, and you will need to rely on stealth and swordsman skills to eliminate your enemies. This game looks amazing, and I cannot wait to put my hands on it so I can slash my enemies and save what is left of the island of Tsushima. On August 28th, we have Windbound, an indie game published by Deep Silver and developed by the Five Live Studios. This game will be a survival adventure, and by the looks of it, it takes some inspiration from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in terms of design and exploration. In this adventure, you will impersonate the role of Kara, a warrior that got separated from her tribe. She landed on a forbidden island where she will need to explore, hunt and customize her boat so she can navigate between the different islands and solve the mysteries that will reveal the story behind Windbound. I love the art style on this game, very colorful and with a relaxing vibe. It is the type of game that I see myself putting a good amount of hours into, with all the exploration that you will have to do throughout the different locations. This game is on my radar and I think it won't disappoint. On the same day that Windbound will be released, we have another game that if you are a fan of strategy combat games, you should have an eye on. I'm talking about Wasteland 3, developed by Inzile Entertainment. This game is a tactical RPG that takes place in the frozen lands of Colorado in a post-apocalyptic environment. So the conditions to survive are as difficult as they can be. You will have to make moral choices that will impact the story and the game world. A key element is going to be your ranger base, where you need to help the local people by doing quests and establish yourself as a leader and guide everyone the best way you can. A really cool feature of this game is that you will be able to play the story mode as a co-op experience. So if you are a fan of this type of games, don't forget to call your best buddy and together go through all of the obstacles that the world of Wasteland 3 has to put in front of you. Up next we have Marvel's Avengers, developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix, that will come out on September 4th. And I don't need to tell you how excited I am for this game. I think you only need to look at the background of my videos. This game will have its own unique story, totally separated from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it is designed for single player and co-op. We can define this game as an action-adventure game in third person with a lot of elements from RPGs, and from the information that I could gather, I believe that it will be set on an open world environment. From the gameplay demo, we can see that you will be able to play with multiple superheroes as expected, and that all of them will have a very different playstyle. In middle of combat, there are quick time events. That is something that concerns me a little bit, because if not done right, it can break the flow of combat gameplay. Let's hope that the developers can nail it. The game looks gorgeous, with a much more realistic and detailed approach than Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. This is another game that I definitely going to pick up day one, and I think you guys should have this game on your radars as well. This is the game that I'm the most excited about from this list. Cyberpunk 2077 will come out in September 17th and is being developed by CD Projekt Red, the creators of my favorite game of all time, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It is really difficult to classify this game in terms of what type of game it is, because it has a big mix of components from different styles, so I will give you the definition from the official website. Cyberpunk 2077 is an open-world action-adventure set in the futuristic Night City, a megalopolis where power, glamour and body modifications are the most important factors. You will play as V, a mercenary that is trying to find a special implant that is the key to immortality. The game will give you a lot, and I mean a lot of customization. You can even customize the genitalia of your character. This game was designed to make the player choices really important for the way the story unveils, and for those choices to have an impact on the world that is around you. From what we have seen in terms of graphics, this game looks incredible. We can see a really crowded city with a lot going on at every given moment. And let's not forget that we have the character model of Keanu Reeves, and wherever Keanu Reeves is, we can expect lots of action and a really fast pace. I cannot wait to put my hands on this game. Once I get it, I will be totally committed to it. I want to see if CD Projekt Red can give me the same immersive experience that The Witcher 3 gave me, but now in a totally different setup.
So these are the games that have an official release date. But let me talk to you about some other games that are scheduled to come out in 2020, but we still don't have a day for their release.
To start things off, we have Tell Me Why, a game being created by DONTVOD Entertainment, the same creators of the successful Life is Strange, and it is scheduled to be released in the summer of 2020. This one got my attention not only because I really enjoyed the first Life is Strange, but because the information that we have from the plot. It is a big innovation in terms of storytelling and something that was never done before. So the game is about the twins Allison and Tyler during a visit to their hometown in Alaska, where they need to face their memories from childhood. But this is particularly interesting because of Tyler. He is a transgender that has transitioned to male after leaving his hometown. So the story will circle around how his childhood influenced him in making that decision. You will see the twins' memories from two different perspectives, and you will have to choose which version of the past events you want to believe in. This will impact the story and how the game progresses. I am very intrigued with this game, and I hope that we can get more information about it soon. Outriders is a new IP developed by People Can Fly and published by Square Enix, and it is scheduled to come out in December 2020 for both current and the new upcoming generation of consoles. This game is a third-person shooter with a lot of RPG influences. You can say that it is similar to games like The Division and Destiny, but it separates himself from those games because of the focus on storytelling and fixed narrative. The premise is centered on a failing attempt to colonize the planet Enoch because of a massive storm called the Anomaly that gave both colonizers and the inhabitants superpowers. At the beginning, you will need to create your own character and choose between 4 different types of class that will give your character different abilities and movesets. From what we were able to see until this point, Outriders looks great with all the battling with monsters and with different human enemies, and I think it will be a solid title to start with the new generation of consoles. But don't worry, because you will be able to play it on the current gen and have a blast with it. Up next we have the new entry to the Assassin's Creed franchise, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that is scheduled to be released in late 2020. What is known until this point is that you will impersonate the character Eivor, a legendary Viking warrior that embarks on a quest looking for glory. For that you will need to take your clan from the icy Norway to the farmlands of England and try to conquer your place in Valhalla. You will need to lead raids of surprise attacks against armies and fortresses and claim everything that your enemies possess. You will need to grow your own territory alongside your legendary warrior status, and make the right alliances so you can grow as fast as possible. In this game you will have a very advanced RPG mechanics, and every choice that you make will have a different outcome in the world that you are trying to rule. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was a great game, but had its flaws like the grind late game that was too much for so little reward. But if Ubisoft can improve what was wrong with Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will possibly be one of the best games of 2020. To finalize this list, we have Halo Infinite, that will be released during the winter holidays as a launch title for the Xbox Series X. The Halo franchise has had its ups and downs, and now with the next generation console coming out, is perfect timing for the fans to receive an amazing game. We still don't know a lot about the game, but come on, it is an Halo game and the only thing that needs to be done is to give the fans a great experience. The only things that are known is that Halo Infinite will take place after the events of Halo 5, and it will be the continuation of Master Chief's story. Forge mode is back, and that this game is being developed with a new engine that will result in a new graphical style alongside with other improvements. And this is everything known until now. We will have more information once the gameplay trailer comes out in July. I don't need to tell you why you should be excited about this game. It is a brand new Halo game coming out with a new console. This game is going to be the bomb.
Thank you very much for watching. I hope you appreciated this list. If you do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any upload that I do to YouTube, drop a like on the video and tell me on the comments down below if you are excited about these games and if I missed any games that you are excited about. And I will see you on the next one.